Hi guys. Let me know in the chat if you can hear and see me well, and we will begin shortly. All right, so I can see that people have joined, and I will wait for your comments. Feel free to let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We are always curious to know our geography, and also share what you do for a living, what you need a website for. So this will help me tailor this workshop to fit your needs. And of course, feel free to ask any questions if you have them, and I will try to answer them during today's session. And if not, I have a moderator helping me out today, so they will also provide all the necessary references and links in the chat. All right, hello. We will wait just a couple of moments for everyone to join, and then we will start with today's session. All right. Okay, so let me see if everything is working. And we will begin. Okay, hello, hello. Welcome to today's session. Okay, I assume that the sound and the image is all right. So let me check that. Okay. Awesome. Hi, Grafis. Nice to see you here. Hello. Hi, Christina. Christina from Croatia. Amazing. I'm so glad to see familiar faces. So I think that we are ready to begin with today's workshop. And it's been a while since we hosted a workshop on a zero block. And so this is what we are going to do today. So we will work with Tilda's built-in web design editor zero block, which is a tool that allows you to create custom responsive layouts that allow you to create absolutely limitlessly, so you can create your own creative layouts and optimize them for different devices, and you don't have to use already pre-designed blocks to express yourself. And before we begin, just a quick overview of today's agenda and what we are going to do. So first, we are going to go and explore some of the best examples that were already created on Tilda and see what we can learn from the top websites. And so our goal today is to understand the logic behind top web animation effects and behind the best practices that other websites implemented, and we will see how we can learn from them. So you can then go on and explore it on your own. So you can take any website that is inspiring to you, and following this logic, you can go and recreate similar effects for your own website. So always learn from the best, and this is what we're going to do today. So next we're going to go and explore a zero block and go over some basic settings, go over the setup, and I will show you the pipeline of working in zero block. Then we are going to go and explore web animation basics. So we are going to explore web animation in terms of basic animation that you can easily add on your website with just a few clicks. And then we'll go and explore step-by-step animation, which is more advanced approach to creating immersive, interactive layouts on your website, and that will interact with the user and make your website more engaging, right? So next we are going to double a bit in auto layout, which is a tool that allows you to create responsive layouts and just generally speed up your process. So we are going to explore that a bit, and then we will just talk about some tools on how you can speed up your process and just be more efficient in zero block. So, and for all of the webinar attendees, we have a special we have a special promo code that you can use to get 6 months of the Tilda personal plan completely for free. So you don't have to add any credit cards. You don't have to, like, there are no strings attached here. You can go and use this promo code that you can see on the screen right now to activate it and use the platform, test out all of the premium features completely for free for half a year, which is a lot of time if you want to build a website, especially on Tilda, because it's so streamlined, and you have a lot of time to get comfortable with it, to even become a pro user of ZeroBlock. So feel free to grab it, and we will also send it out in our newsletter that also you can sign up for in order not to miss any of our upcoming events. Okay, so let me check the chat again and see if there are more users. Hi guys. Hi, Andrew. South Africa, again, I like seeing familiar places, familiar users. So, okay, and before we begin, let me know in the chat how familiar you are with ZeroBlock. So what do you know? Have you worked in ZeroBlock, or this is your first time hearing about this tool? Have you created websites? And just overall, what is your level of, what is your level of proficiency in Tilda? So are you a beginner? Are you a more advanced user? Are you a pro, like, to build websites professionally, or do you need it for your business? And if you have any questions regarding functionality of Tilda or ZeroBlock specifically, you can also let me know in the chat, and I will just spend a bit more time on explaining all the features to you. Okay, so you can do it right now in the chat, and I will check it out a bit later. But in the meantime, complete beginner, says Therese. Okay, so I will dedicate a bit more time to explaining how everything works. And all right, so today, what is our plan? What is our agenda? So first of all, as mentioned before, we are going to be exploring the best practices of the top websites on Tilda. And there is an amazing place where you can go anytime you need inspiration for your next project, and this is madeontilda gallery. I will put the link in the chat as well, so you can go and check it out for yourself. And what is madeontilda? So this is a curated gallery of the best projects that were created on Tilda, and every time you need something, to fall back on, you need some inspiration, some references for your next project, you can go and explore the best curated websites. And so here you have different tabs, so you can explore all websites that that have made it to this compilation of top projects. You can go and search by tab, so you can say explore just business websites, say only need online stores. So you built in an online store, or you're a small business owner and you need inspiration for your e-commerce website. You can easily do that here and explore that. So there are a lot of amazing examples from every category. So you can go and explore events. I really like the long read tab because it features all kinds of crazy creative projects, passion projects created to showcase especially the functionality and things you can do with ZeroBlock, which is what we're going to do today, and so on and so on. So you can go and explore portfolios, educational websites, and so on. And so today I've picked out 3 websites from the madeontilda gallery that we're going to be recreating during today's session. So the first one is this, I believe it's a Spanish brand of snacks. And let's scroll through the website and see what makes it so amazing. So here we have the snack bars that move on scroll. Then you can scroll further and explore the reviews category, so social proof category. And here is this amazing dynamic footer. Okay, so let's go back and check it out once again. So here we have a slider. So as you can see, this website is using a lot of web animation, and it helps a lot with storytelling, and it helps a lot with presenting your product in a more memorable way. So you could go for a static layout, and that would be fine. But I think in order to make a really, a good first impression and a good and a lasting first impression, I think using this kind of immersive interactive effects that make your website come alive and scroll is a really good way to, draw more eyes to your project, to your service, to your product, whatever you need a website for. All right, so this is our first website. Next, we have a website from one of the user until that we actually have produced a video with, which is Simon Beers. And this is the web agency that he's running. So you can explore it here. And again, this website is truly packed with a lot of micro interactions, animations that that come alive as you scroll. And I think it really helps to to keep the attention of the user on the page, and it really helps you get people scrolling further. All right, so again, there are a lot we can learn from this website. And also you can check out the video that we did together with Simon. So feel free to check it out. All right, so and the next one is this website for a chess club. So quite an unusual topic, but I think this website it's quite minimalist, but at the same time we have those micro interactions and effects that really make this website stand out from just your general chess club website. So again, we will try to learn from that as well. So let's scroll back and let's see it one more time. So especially the hero section, which has this slight interaction, and as you move the mouse cursor, the hero section, again, it responds to what you do. All right, so let me check the chat again and see what do you have texted us. So a beginner, a familiar, but beginner, Andrew is a beginner. Christine, I have worked in Zero Block, but I must admit it's quite challenging. All right, so it's good to know. Thank you guys for your feedback. And while Zero Block requires a bit of a learning curve, it's quite intuitive, and I think with with the right guidance. And by the way, we have a whole guide on working with Zero Block and working with web animation specifically. You can check it out, and you can also follow along today and see how it works in the process. All right, so I have created a website for today, and so what we are going to do first, so this is the website that I have created specifically for this workshop, and here I need to click create new page to add a first page. And so if you're not familiar with Tilda at all, I will just quickly explain you how you can start and what you can start with. So there are many options of how you can build your first website. So you can start completely from scratch and build your own website, either with pre-designed blocks or completely on your own, like with a custom layout in Zero Block. You can also ask AI and ask AI to assist you with building a website. So there are a couple of steps you need to fill out and prompt AI to help you create a website. So this is an amazing tool if you want to speed up your process, if you need a web page quite fast and you want it to be tailored to your particular needs, so you can explore it. You can also check out from over 200 free templates. So here you have business templates, and you can go and explore each category here. So you can go for a store, link in bio, quiz form, event, blog, pro category, which is, again, these websites were also created with Zero Blog. So they required a bit of knowledge of working with Zero Blog, but of course you can customize it as you wish and, use it for your own business. So today we'll start from complete scratch. So we'll click blank page. And here we have our page editor. So what we have is here, if you click more blogs button, you can explore blog library and pick any pre-designed blogs that were already created by a team of designers and developers on Tilda. So here, so for example, let's go and check out some form blog. So for example, here you have this blog from the form category to collect leads on your website. And so what's amazing about pre-designed blogs is that you don't need to think about optimizing them for mobile. You can just drag and drop. You can change any field. You can do whatever, right? So it's quite easy you can drag and drop images. You can copy and paste your text. It's really easy to work with pre-designed blocks. And also, if you go and check out the mobile version, it also looks neat and you don't need to do anything. So if we go and explore Zero Block, here you can click this zero icon, or you can go and pick it out here. But I'll just go and click the Zero Block. So what Zero Block does is it has this canvas, and let me delete all the default elements. So here you have different elements like shapes, images, text. So let me delete that. And so here you have the artboard, like a canvas that you can go and customize as you wish. So say you didn't find a suitable block, a suitable pre-designed block for your website, no problems. You can go and create it from scratch on your own. So here, when you click this plus icon here at the top, you can go and add text. You can add an image. You can add a shape. You can add, what else? A button, video, HTML code if you need any, if you want to, expand the functionality of your website with some coding. But today we're not going to do that. You can add a tooltip, you can add a form, and you can also create custom forms in Zero Block and also connect customer relationship management systems. You can, collect leads, everything you would do within a pre-designed block. You can also do it here in Zero. And you can add a gallery, a vector, so all kinds of things. And then you can go and customize each element here in the element settings panel and add the right. So, and here you can also explore basic animation or step-by-step animation. All right, so let's start with deleting everything again and going step by step, and we'll try to recreate our first website. So I will start with the chess club because I think this is the easiest option of how you can create that. So what we can see here, so what types of elements we can see. So first we have this cutout image of I'm afraid I'm not familiar with chess figures, but so here we have the this chess element, and here we have the heading, so the text here and here, and we have a couple of more elements in the background. And what I like here, what I like about it is that this this chess really stands out by being responsive, so by being interactive. And if you hover over the element, it moves again. And as you scroll further, the whole website kind of moves as you scroll. So let's go and create a similar hero section, a similar cover for your website, the first screen that will grab users' attention, right? So let's go and add some elements. So I have prepared a website copy and I have prepared some images, and I will comment on that as I'm adding them. So I will go and add the first element. So I click this plus icon and I'm adding an image like so. And now I need to add my element. So say I'm creating a website for some tech product company, and I need some visuals for that. So we have this main element, this main figure here, and then we need to go and add some more elements. So what we are going to do is we will add a logo. All right, so the logo is white, so we'll just quickly drag it here. So in order to, for example, you need to change the background color. So I will change that here. So here's a right-hand panel, and you can quickly go and either pick it here freely on your own, or you can check out these tabs, which is Save tab, saved colors, colors that you have already used on your website and want to save. So for example, I want to save this orange. I will just click the plus icon and it will save me the color for later. And I can reuse it multiple times without having to go back and forth and, you know, copy paste the hex code and so on. So next we have Colors Library, which is a selected, curated gallery library of colors, and you can choose any type of colors for your website. So say I want a dark gray background, or I want a background gray shade. So there is a specific tab for that. So I will just go and select it here. So you can also, if you click here on the art grid on the canvas, you can access artboard settings. So this is where we have changed the background color, and you can also change the background image. So say you want to upload an image and not have just color, just plain color for your website. All right, so this is what I have added. And say I want to expand my canvas, say I want to expand the size of the block. So right now, the grid container height is set to 550 pixels, but I want to expand it like so. So you can just drag it here, or you can go and change. So for example, I don't need such a big hero section, so I can always shrink it and I can always expand it a bit. So I will keep it at 700 pixels. So this will be enough for us to work. And what else you can do here? So you can go and explore different settings that allow you to work with a container. So the container, the whole container of the page, so the block. Say you want to make your website fill the whole screen. So you not only have the 12 column, 120 pixels, which is what the standard size of a block is on Tilda. So say you want it to match your screen width. So this is what I will do here. So I want my my page, my block, to scale according to the window width. And this is what I will do. And so typically, if you have set the scale grid container to none, so let's go and publish the page just quickly, just to showcase how it works. So typically you have 12 columns here, which is 100 1200 pixels. And if you publish, your website would look exactly like that. So here we have 12 columns that are just fitted in within your window. Say I want to expand it a bit. So my window size is a bit bigger and I want it to really expand with my window. So I will set it to auto scale to window width. And what this will do is, let's go and publish it again. So this will make my website a bit bigger, a bit bolder. And also it will help me showcase the content in a more, immersive way. So you can explore how it works. So sometimes if you don't need, bigger elements, bigger typography, if you're okay with having your website looking nice and clean and small, you don't have to, enable it every time. But today, for the sake of our workshop, I will just enable it and we will work with a bigger screen. All right, so right now, we have added 3 images, the logo here and one image with a cutout element. I think it's a player or something. And we have this background. And right now the background kind of interferes with the object, right? So it's a bit too bold, it's a bit too big, and we need to, we need to desaturate it a bit. And what you can do is you can go and use different filters. So you can use a color filter to tone it down a bit. So for example, I want to just make it a bit darker, even darker than 50%. And I will just go and do it here. So I want, so here's a filter start color, which adds a more color here at the top. And if you want to add more color at the bottom, you can do it here by changing the filter and color and opacity. So I will set the opacity to 65% and the background color to complete dark. So we have, an abstract background that will not interfere with typography or, pretty much anything. Okay, so here we have the elements. And now we need to add some text. So every hero section needs a good heading. And so here I have added my text. And let me go and paste some copy inside. All right, so as you can see, it's quite small right now. So what I need to do is first, as you can see, the container is quite big. So it's, it's much bigger than my text. So what I will do is, just to keep things neat and organized, I will click auto width, and this will shrink my container to fit the text. So it's quite a good option if you want to, clean up your layout, clean up your workspace, and also in terms of alignment, it also helps you be precise because if you align elements unproportionally, it will, not make your layout as clean and nice. All right, so I want to change the color to white, so it has enough contrast. And what I want to do is I will go to the element settings here, so I can align it to the center, right, left. I don't need it for now, but what I need is I want to increase the size quite dramatically. So I want to set it to 100 pixels. And what I want to do is I want to make all letters capital. So I want to make the letter case caps. So I will just click here on these letter case in this letter case settings, and I will just click on these large letters to make it quite bold and quite big. So next I want to work on the weight. So what I will do is I will make it extra bold. And right now the typeface is set to Tilda Sans, which is Tilda's default font, but you can also change it to Arial or Georgia, and later on I will show you how to upload your custom fonts or choose fonts you need from the library, from Google Fonts, from Adobe Fonts, and so on. So let's set it to Arial, like so. And then I will just copy and paste. So you can right click and click copy, then right click and click paste. Or you can also just make it, you can click Control C, Control V, and paste it like this. So you don't have to go and add text manually here using the plus icon. All right, so next I want to add some more text. So let's do that. Sorry. Okay, so and here's our typography for the page. All right, so is everything clear? So do you understand what we just did? Let me know in the chat, and it's time for me to check out the comments. All right, so no questions so far, so feel free to ask your questions. So what we did so far is we have added different elements like images, text, and so this is our layout without any movement, right? So what we need to do is I will quickly, just for the sake of keeping things nice and tidy, I will just quickly place the logo somewhere here. And by the way, if you need some guides, you can right click here anywhere you like and click add a horizontal guide. So for example, you want to align everything all nicely at the top, and this is what you can do. Right, so far so good. I will add some more elements, but for now we need to recreate the effect that we saw here. So this 3D kind of immersive effect that helps you interact with this chess figure here. So how we can do that? So first we need to change, as you can see, this figure kind of overlaps, and here this part of text covers the figure, and then we have the chess figure, and then in the background we have some more text. So in order to do that, we need to go back and access a layers panel. So you click on these three dots here at the top, and you go and click layers. And you can also do it by clicking Command L, and this will do the same. So working with hotkeys always speeds up your process. So ZeroBlock has a pretty intuitive set of hotkeys. So if you want to copy and paste something, you can click Control C, Control V to, for example, to undo something, to undo an action, you can click Control Z, and this will work exactly as in any other software. Okay, so again, feel free to explore it here. So for every action in ZeroBlock, you can go and explore the hotkey, the dedicated hotkey. That will help you speed up your process and not click around and spend much more time. All right, so here we have the layers panel, and this is where you can drag and drop. And so for example, this is our element. This is our center main element that I want to drag around. And this is what it does. So you can change the order of how the layers overlap each other. So say I want to bring this one back, and this one I want to bring to the front. So it works exactly as on the chess club website. All right, so let me add a vertical, just because I'm a bit blind when it comes to working with grids on a darker background. So I will just I will just use guides to help me with keeping my layout organized. So I have added one guideline here, and then I need to add another vertical one at the end of my layout. So this way I have a clear understanding of where my layout begins and ends. All right, so again, you can move every element just with the keyboard, and this is what we have so far. Okay, so now we need to animate it. How do we do that? So for this effect, for this interaction where you hover over an element and it moves, it follows the cursor, there is a basic animation that you can use. So let's pick this element and go to basic animation settings here. And what we need to do is we need to choose parallax, and under parallax I want to choose mouse. So this will make my object move following the mouse cursor. So we'll set it to about 60 pixels and 40 pixels, like so. And as for fixing, I don't need that. I don't need to fix my element on the canvas, because it will just move a bit following the cursor, but it will stay exactly where it is. So I don't need to do anything extra. So in order to recreate this, all you need to do is go to basic animation and choose mouse under parallax, and then customize the movement, like the range of movement for your object. So this is how it will move. So on the y-axis, it will move to about 40 pixels on each side, and on the x-axis, it will also move to about 60 pixels. Let's save and close, and then go and check it out. Okay, so, and this does exactly what our chess figure did on the website, right? It's that easy. Okay, so let's go back and let's explore what else we can do. So first I want to add some more text, just some copy to make this hero section look like a real website hero section. So I will add some description and a menu. So I will just go and add text element again. I will change the color. I will set the font, the typeface to Arial again, and we'll decrease the spacing just a bit. So we'll just play with those settings here on the right, sorry. So say I want to add a description and a button. So I will add a button here. Again, it doesn't, we cannot really see the button because the color matches. And so here you can customize the text and say I want to prompt my visitor with a call to action to explore the collection. And this is what I will do here. And here you can insert the URL to link your user to a specific page on your website or elsewhere. Okay, so let me check it out. I'll probably delete an arrow and change the background color. So I want to keep it a bit brighter. So I will change it to the orange that I saved at the beginning. So here we have a button, and I will place it somewhere here. And then I want to add some menu items. So I want to So for example, I want to add information about new collection. And again, to make everything look nice and neat, and paste the same element. And for example, I want to have a section on my website dedicated to technology. So this is what I will add as well. And next, I want to feature some best-selling products on my website. By the way, we're not going to be adding that, but I just need to add some fake UI elements to keep everything looking real. Okay, so here we have 3 menu items, and if you want to, of course, you would need to add a link to each item, and this is what you can do is click on each text element and go to link and specify the URL here. But since we don't have that, I will just keep it like so. Okay, and I will change it. I will change the font to Arial again, like this. And so now let's see what we can, how it works. So typically, what would you do if so you have your own custom layout, you don't have any rules, you can create anything you like. But what happens is when you place these elements, suddenly you have to think about a lot of things, right? So first you need to, what you would do is you would need to align your elements so they stay, for example, in the center. So they are center lined and look nice and clean. So what you can do is you can pick an element and go to element settings here at the top and click align to the center. So this will align your menu item to the center. So for example, it was here and then you align it to the center. So it's now placed directly in the center of your hero section. But what happens then is that you have to say you have added a guideline here. So you have a guide and you can add all the rest of the elements somewhat alright-ish, but then you need to go and you need to calculate the size between, like, this gap between each element. You need to think of the paddings, and you know, then what you need to do is you need to go to different screen resolutions and, you know, adapt the same layout all over again and calculate gaps between elements, do work on alignment and so on. So there is a shortcut to it, and what you can do is you can hold command. Oh, you can it's shift, and so you hold shift and you click on each element to select them, or you can do it here in the layers panel. So you can just go and select all elements, and then you clicked Shift A to add auto layout. And so what auto layout does is, let me show you. So once you have clicked Shift A, you have added an auto layout, and now you don't need to worry about alignment. You don't need to worry about, you know, the gaps between elements being all uniform. So you can just go and control it here. So you can work on the paddings, increase, decrease the paddings. You can align the elements to the center, top of the containers. For example, you have a bigger container and you want to place them in the middle, and so on and so on. There are a lot of, so we have a dedicated workshop on just working with auto layout, and I would recommend you to check it out. And also we have a guide that you can read on our website on how to work with that. But for now, I will just keep it simple. So what I did is I created 3 elements and I have grouped them and added auto layout property to this group. And so now I don't need to worry about paddings. I don't need to worry about anything. I will just keep it like so. So I will set the gap to about 60 pixels, and then I will go and center line the whole group to keep it organized. All right, so looks great so far. Let's go and check it out just once again. And while we do that, I will check the chat to see any comments. Oh, we have new members. Hi, Orlando from Bolivia. Wow. Hi, Javi. Thanks. Oh, you have already activated the 6-month free period. Amazing. So you can now start building along. And by the way, we will have a recording of this workshop, so you can always go back and check it out later. But keep watching nonetheless. All right, so I really appreciate the activity and I hope you will learn a lot today. So let's check out our page. So this is what it looks like. So we have recreated this floating interactive element. And what I want to do is let me go back. And now we have a question of optimizing this to optimizing it to work on mobile. And as you can see, when you go to the mobile tab, and by the way, you can go and explore each device, how the layout looks on each device here. So, and in zero block, you need to go and manually match each layout for every breakpoint. So let's go and see what we can do and how we can work on our mobile version. So as you can see now, our layout kind of is all over the place. It looks quite chaotic. And what you can do is, so first I will go select my text element and I will go to the same settings panel and I will decrease the size. Just like so. So let's go and decrease the size again, like this. And then I will go and place my element exactly where it was. And since we have added auto layout to this group, to this group of elements with our menu, what we can do is we can go to the auto layout tab here and say I like this when I drag it here, like my menu items don't fit the mobile resolution. So what I can do is I can go and change the direction and place my elements vertically instead of horizontally. So the gap stays the same. So right now I don't need a 60 pixel gap, so I will just quickly shrink it. And now it looks all nice and neat. So now all I need to do is I need to drag my menu here to the very top. And I want to, so it was center aligned because in our hero section, it was center aligned because the desktop allows you to have a lot of space. And here, center alignment kind of doesn't work. So we need to keep it organized. So I will align it to the right. So this vertical menu stays on the right side. Okay, sorry. Let me check. Let me select the whole group and paste it here. And I will drag my logo up here, and then I will just go and place the typography, like the heading somewhere here. All right, make it a bit bolder, a bit bigger, and then I can paste my text below. And align it to the left side. Okay, so now let's save it up and check it out. So let's go and see it in the preview. So here we have our desktop version, works amazing, everything is working as intended, so the interaction stays. However, when you go to the mobile version, you still can do that because we have a mouse cursor, right? So we have our mobile version. However, we don't have a mouse cursor when we browse from our mobile, from our phone, right? So we need to work on that. So right now you can only move this object around when you have a mouse. And on mobile, since you don't have that, we need to add another element to make this animation work on mobile as well. So we will recreate the same interaction, but just with some couple of tweaks, right? So let me select this object and I will copy and paste it. And what I will do is I will just drag the object that I don't need. So this object is triggered by mouse movement, right? So this is the parallax effect that we have added on hover. So when you hover over the shape, over the element, it moves around and allows you to interact with it. However, on mobile version, and let me name it here in the layers panel, you can go and rename the layer. So I will name it mouse hover. And here I will name it scroll in movement. So right now I want to recreate the same 3D kind of floating effect, but only with scroll, right? So what I need to do is I will go to screen, to a mobile device screen resolution. And so what I need to do is I need to go and select this mouse hover and just place it here outside of my artboard. So you can always, if you don't need a certain element on the mobile version, you can just throw it and keep it outside of your restricted layout, of your resolution layout, and it will not show on your device, right? So let me do that. So I will place it here. And now what I need to do is I need to go back to our 0 block, and I will go to the basic animation. And instead of mouse, I need to change my parallax effect to scroll. Okay, and so what this will do is this will make my object move as I'm scrolling. So I will make this speed a bit faster. So I'll increase it to about 110%. And click save. Go here, and now you need to click this switch on button, and this will allow the animation to play. So every animation that you work with here, you then need to go and enable on, say, on mobile. So I have clicked the switch on button, and now if I click switch off, the animation won't be playing on mobile. I hope that makes sense, and we have a lot of tutorials on how to recreate different effects and how desktop versus mobile versions work. But for now, I hope if you just follow along, this will be enough for you to grasp it. Again, optimizing your layout for different resolutions can be really tricky. So, and thankfully, Tilda has a lot of tools to assist you with making this process a bit easier. But again, it's such a hassle to, you have created this amazing layout on desktop, and then you need to go and start all over again on mobile. So what this does is we have created the same kind of movement. So right now, when you scroll your layout on mobile, we have the same kind of 3D floating feel, but without mouse cursor. So if I go to and publish my page on desktop, it moves like this. And if I go and then explore the mobile version, it would look like that. So this is our first effect. I hope you have learned something about animation. This was basic animation, so you just need to play around with it and see how each action will end up in. So let's go back and let me check the chat just quickly again to see if you have any questions. Okay, this looks great. Thank you, Christina. Hi, Javi, again. Thank you. And we are ready to move on to our next effect. And this one will be a bit more, complex, but at the same time, I think we can tackle it in a pretty short amount of time. Okay, so let's go back and I will quickly delete everything here. And so what I want to do is I want to recreate this amazing scrolling effect here on Simon's website. So as you scroll, you're met with this floating effects really create this 3D immersive feel on your website and really gets you to keep scrolling. So I want to recreate this floating cards effect with a fixed text on scroll. So what I will do is I will go and quickly add images that I need to showcase my projects, right? So let's add a couple of images and see how it will work. Oops, I have uploaded the same one. Sorry. All right, and for the sake of speed, I'm just copying and pasting it with some hotkeys. And say you want to showcase some work for portfolio, and this is an amazing way to do that. So we have 4 elements. I think it's enough to be able to pull this off. And then I need to add an effect, a text that says projects. Again, go to the settings and clean up my container with auto width, increase the size to about 80 pixels again, like so. Make my text bolder, bigger, make it extra bold, like so. And say I want to change the color to slightly lighter shade of dark gray, so it's not completely black. So what we need to do is let's go back to the Simon's website and check it out. Check out what the mechanics of this effect are. So first, as you can see, the text appears at the beginning here, and it's now fixed in the background, and you can scroll, and then again it kind of disappears with the elements. So how we can do that? So first, let's go and access the 0 block, and first we will recreate the floating this floating effect for the project elements. And so in order for any scrolling effect to work, we need to increase the size of our grid container. So I will set it to about 1620 pixels, like so. And I will also enable auto scale to expand my screen to match the window width, so it looks all bold and nice. Then I will change the background color. So let me set it to some some grayish, bluish gray to add more personality and style. And then what I need to do is I need to place, so I need to create a certain grid. So I will add 2 guides, 2 vertical guides. So this one for this set of cards, like so. And then I will add another vertical guide to place another set of images here. So let me see the size. So the width is, you can always match the width of each element by just copying the intended element. So say you want every shape to be the exact same size as this one, you can just go and copy it here. All right, and let's go and paste it here. So something like that. And I will center align this project's heading. All right, so here we have our grid. And now we need to create this kind of parallax floating movement. So how does it work? So let's go to step-by-step animation. And let's select the first, this first image. And I will go and click add, and then I need to select the event. So an event is basically something that will trigger your animation to play. So what this will do is if I change the animation to element on screen, this will trigger the animation to play out once my element appears on the screen, right? And the same goes for a block on screen. So if the block is on screen, the element will start moving, will start animating and stuff like that. And so if you choose on scroll, the animation will be always playing on scroll. So the same for on hover. So if you change your animation to on hover, so this will only interact with your user when they hover over the shape. So we need to change it to on scroll. And what we need to do is we need to add a new step. And so each step helps you move object around with some properties, right? So here we have a distance. And so we have some properties for each animation. So here we have properties for our first step and how the animation will play out when we just start scrolling, right? So, and the distance is the amount of pixels you scroll down, right? So we need to set it to about 300 pixels, something like that. So, and in 300 pixels, your elements should move up. So we need to recreate this floating effect. So what I will do is I will just go and move it up across the y-axis. So we'll move it all the way up, like so, and like this. And so this will allow me to move my elements up every time I'm scrolling. And so now you need to speed up your process, and in order not to go and repeat the same action manually, you can just copy the animation and then click Save. Go to our main settings. And I will just pick another element. I will choose another element and I will click Paste Animation from Clipboard. And this will add the same movement. If you need to customize it, you can go and edit it. But since our movement is going to be the same for each element, I will just go and quickly paste each element here. All right, like so. Let's click save and close. And now we need to publish our website and check out what it looks like. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, great. Again, feel free to ask any questions in the chat, but in the meantime, we are just moving on with our workshop, and I will be checking the chat just to, just to see how it works. So let's scroll through our website and check it out. So this is the effect that we have right now. So as you can see, it's kind of scattered. It's kind of not, so first of all, the project, this heading is not fixed. So it just scrolls with the elements, and it's kind of like it has the same feel as Simon's website, but not quite. So let's go back and work. First of all, let's go and fix our projects. So let's make this a bit more cohesive, I would say. So let's pick our text element and go to step-by-step animation. I will select block on scroll like this. Sorry, event on scroll. So the animation will be playing when we are scrolling. And I will add a new step, and I'll set the distance to about 500 pixels, like so. And now I want my element to be moving with kind of move a bit with my whole layout as I'm scrolling. So I will move it down just like so. And under fix, I will fix my element so it will always be visible on the screen. Let's check out the result and let's see what it looks like when we publish our page. Okay, and then we can tweak the rest of the elements to match our layout. So as you can see, now it's much better. It has the same feel. So as we are scrolling, the effect works more as intended. So right now we need to play around with our layers. So we need to go and access the layer panel. So again, you can click Control L and again work with it here on the left. So let's go. So we'll pick the projects. And what I need to do is I need to drag the heading all the way down here, so it will be fixed in the background. And then I need to just work on the distance a bit. So for now, I think that the 300 pixels that we are using is a bit too much for the smaller card. So I will decrease it to about 230 pixels. And I will go and repeat the same. So I will edit my element, save it, and then I will copy animation and I will just go and paste the same animation settings for the rest of the elements. And what I also need to do is, as you can see, the Simon's website has these amazing, awesome rounded corners. So we need to work on that as well. So, and we also need to add some shadows. So let's go first to the border settings here. Again, everything is located here on the right side. And say I want to increase the radius like so. And as you can see, our object is now rounded. This image element is rounded now. So we have 18 pixels radius, and I also need to add a shadow. So we'll just quickly go and create just a small shadow and play with, again, you can customize the shadow as you wish. So I will just decrease the opacity to about 20%, so it's not as harsh. And let me check out the blur. All right, and I will repeat the same for each element. So I will set the border radius to 18 and create a shadow. So let's go and input something like this. And again, go to the border, 18 pixels and 20% opacity for the shadow. And I will quickly go and add it here. Okay, and the same for okay. And so of course, when you're building your website, it's important to keep things uniform, but we are building quite fast, so we'll just I will just add it as I go. Okay, let's save it and check out how it would work. Okay, so let's go back and check it out. So it looks much better. So now as we scroll, the projects move around. Okay, let me check if I can move this up a bit so I have even smaller gap between the elements. Okay, and we are almost done with this effect. Okay, so let's go and see what it looks like. And that's exactly, it's pretty much exactly the mechanics of the effect that we just saw. And what you can also do is you can go, so as far as, for example, you want the effect to disappear from the screen. So I want to then in about 100 pixels, I want to completely hide this element. So I want to set, so in 100 pixels, the opacity will become 0%. So the object will disappear, the text element will disappear. So in the second step, so this step helps me move my object and fixes my object in the background. And step 2 makes my object disappear. So let me click and go and showcase how it works. Boom, and it disappears. So exactly how it's supposed to work. Okay, so this is the next effect. And so since this this would work the same for mobile, so you would need to go and just move things around. If you want to recreate this, consider it your homework. And we still have some more time to, let me check the chat again. All right, so we still have some more time, and I hope you're not tired, and I hope you are still ready for yet another effect, the last one. And if not, you can always go and watch this in the recording. Okay, so let's create a new page, and again, follow the same process as we did. I'm adding a 0 block here, and I want to go and quickly delete the elements that I don't need, and we will work on something exciting again. All right, so this is the website that I want to try and recreate. So first of all, we have, what do we have? Let's break it down. Let's break down what makes this page work. So first of all, we have this bar, this snack bar that falls all the way down and joins all the other snack bars at the bottom. Okay, and what we also have is, as we scroll, this text also moves, but it keeps being fixed at the very top. So it doesn't move down, it only moves across x-axis. So it only moves right or left. Whereas this snack bar rotates and falls down, eventually joining these other snack bars. So how do we recreate it? It looks really, I think that this is one of the most memorable effects. So when you have a lot of storytelling elements and you want to elevate your website visually by visual storytelling, this is an amazing example of how you can do that, because it's so easy to implement, yet it works amazing and it really leaves a lasting impression on your users, because they think that it's something so elaborate that it makes all the things on your website move around and be super engaging. But it's really easy to do. So let's go and create a new layout. So again, for the scrolling, so typically we need quite a long canvas, quite a long artboard, quite a long grid container. So I will increase that to about 1600 pixels. Again, I will enable auto scale so it matches my window width all nicely, and I will change my background color to something creamy, because we are going to be creating a page for a coffee shop. So what I need to do first, I will add an image and I will recreate the same effect, but for this coffee cup. So I want to add this coffee cup here at the top, and then I need to add the text that is going to be placed in the background. So this new sticker kind of animation that will run on in the background. So let's go and copy that from my document and see how it works. So again, auto width to make my container look neat, and then I will increase the size of my text and I will make it bolder, and I will also set the weight, the font weight, to extra bold, like so. Okay, and then I will copy and paste the same text, and I will just move it around a bit, like so. And then I want to play around with the layers order to just place my cup at the very top. And so say, let's check out this section. So here we have this moving text, here we have the moving element, and we have different elements that are fixed in the background, and then it lands here. So what we need to do first, we need to animate this this element here. We need to animate the text in the background, and that's pretty much it. So it's quite, it looks quite elaborate, but it's quite an easy effect. So let's go, and I want this cup to land in this hand. So let me expand my artboard just a bit, like so. So here at the very bottom there is a hand that is supposed to hold the coffee. And what I need to do is I need to go to step-by-step animation. And again, we are doing scrolling animation that is triggered by scrolling. So I select the event on scroll, and I'm adding the first step. And so here, as you can see, let's go and check it out. So this snack bar is moving around, you know, it's rotating, and this is what we are going to do. So it requires multiple steps to recreate this movement, but it's quite easy. It works exactly as these, you know, step-by-step animation in cartoons. So for each step, you can move around. Your element, and it will then animate on scroll. So our first step is going to be 20 pixels. So as you scroll 20 pixels, our coffee cup will fall down. So we move it down and we scale it up a bit, like so. So it falls down. Then the next step is in another 200 pixels, and I want to now decrease the size a bit, and I want to rotate my element. So I go to rotate, like so, and then I'm adding another step and I'm rotating in the back, and I'm placing it right here. Or no, actually I want it to be placed somewhere here, right in the hand. Okay, so now I want to move the layer up. So when it will land, land on top of the layer with the hand. So let's go and check out the movement. So this is what it looks like. So I want to make the movement a bit more dynamic. So I will be placing it in a zigzag form. So like here, and then it will jump right into the hand. Okay, so let's save and close and publish and see what how it would look like. Okay, so, and it lands right here. Okay, great. And what do we do to what else do we need to do right now? So I want to I think I want to increase the size and see what it would do. So let's increase it a bit. And see if this will make our animation more dynamic or not. And so always when you're working with step-by-step animation, you need to check out the actual result on the publish page. And I think when we have decreased, as we decrease the size of the distance, so first it was set to 200 pixels and now it's set to 300 pixels. Now it has more time to, you know, to move around, and it works quite dynamic. So we need to add, I will quickly go and add some more elements for the background. So let me go and just quickly add some website copy. So say you provide some coffee shop membership services, and you want to highlight this feature on your website. So let's go and quickly create a couple of text blocks that I have prepared, and then we will see what the final effect would look like when everything is clicks together. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay. Okay, increase the size to about 24 pixels for the heading. And what I will do now is, again, since I don't want to worry about gaps, paddings, spacing between elements, alignment, I will click Shift, I will hold Shift key and I will select this subheading and description. And then I will click Shift A to enable to add auto layout to this block. So, and what this will do is, first, this will arrange my elements within a group. So you can check out the group here in the layers panel. So now I can work with this element as with a separate, like as with a group of objects. So, and I can also change the gaps, change the direction, and again, alignment, but I just need to, group the elements together and control the spacing between them. So, and now I can just copy and paste, and what's amazing about it is that you can change the copy and it will adapt. It will keep the same settings that you have specified here, and the gap will always be 10 pixels, and the alignment will always be to the left and stuff like that. So I will not be changing the website copy. I will just place my element somewhere here, like so. Okay, and now I need to go and animate my text. So I will go to step-by-step animation. I will select block on scroll. So we have a couple more minutes and we are almost done with this element. So I have selected the event to add on scroll, and I will add a step, and I will set the distance to about 30%. Let's see how that works, and I will move it across x-axis like so. And then I will copy the animation, and I will go and just paste the same animation settings here and here. So what's great about it is that you don't have to repeat the same actions manually. However, I want these two elements move in one direction and this one in the opposite. So I will just go and click Edit, and instead of -50, I will input 50 pixels. Okay, and what I need to do is, I actually didn't fix the elements, so now they will just move and disappear. So I want to keep them fixed like this. Okay, and fixed, and I will fix the upper text as well, just like so. Okay, and let's save it up and publish and see what it would look like. Okay, so boom, this is how it works. Even though, like, I think the 20 pixel is too small for the upper text. So let's go and just make some final changes. So I want to go and increase it to about 300 pixels, but since this element is fixed, it will not go anywhere. And copy the animation and go and paste it here, and go and paste it here, and then I will set the reverse movement. So now it's minus 50 pixels across x-axis, and now it's 50 pixels, so it will move to the right. Okay, and then I need to place my coffee cup at the top. You can do it like so, or you can right click and specify and choose bring to front. This will do the same. So either in the layers panel or by just right clicking on the element. Okay, so let me publish the page. Okay, and now it's too much. So let's quickly go and decrease again, decrease the size to about 80. 180 pixels. Add it and do it like this. Okay, and let's close it, publish, and check out again. Okay, so again, a bit too much, I think. Even smaller. So we'll write the first time, and we actually need to decrease it, but I will increase the movement like so, and I'll keep it at 10, and let's copy the animation and go and paste it here, and edit. And reverse the movement. Okay, let's publish, and while we do that, I will check out the chat. Okay, we have South Africa again. Awesome. So we still have people watching us, even though it's quite... Okay, let me check out the chat. Okay, so the cup works great, but our text is quite... Let me see what we can do. So what if we... So what if we just decrease the distance to like 0 pixels? Let's do that. So it is fixed. And see what the effect. So, okay, right now it doesn't work for some reason. Let me troubleshoot this. Okay, so I will fix it by just moving some elements a bit down like this. So sometimes you just need to expand the artboard to oops, save and edit. You just need to expand the canvas a bit. So I will set it to 50 pixels and repeat the same. It's just a bit of troubleshooting and we are almost done. Okay. Click save and publish. Okay, let's go back. So this works almost perfect. I want to bring it up just a bit like so. And let's see the final result. Okay, so let's go and publish it. And yes, now it works exactly as we intended. So first we have the moving typography, and then our cup moves and lands in the hand. All right, so that was it for today. So just a reminder that we have a promo code for you to try out all of the premium features on Tilda for free. And kudos to those who already did that. I have seen in the chat that some of you already activated this promo code, which is amazing. And it will be still active until October 18. And we will also send you a promo code in an email. So if you don't want to miss that, you can also check out your email box to see the promo code, and you can also grab it right now. Okay, so don't forget to do that. And as always, you don't have to specify your credit card details, so no strings attached. You can try out Tilda completely for free for 6 whole months. And also you can check out any of our upcoming events and go to webinars.tilda.cc/en and subscribe to our newsletter for any of the future workshops. And of course, you can follow us on social media, so you can follow us here on this YouTube channel. The recording will be saved, and you can also go and follow us on Instagram, Twitter /X, and all other social media that you can find us on. Okay, let me check out the chat for the final time for any questions. Okay, so Therese, I like it, no need to tinker. We can experiment to see what we like. Exactly. So once you understand the logic, once you understand that, for example, you need a movement that is triggered by scroll, or you need a movement that is triggered by hover, you can just recreate the same effects that you see on other websites on your own website with your own, with your own specific approach. So again, feel free to check it out. Also feel free to check out the guide that my moderator sent you in the chat. So there is a really complex advanced guide on how you can use zero block and web animation to create your own custom layouts, how you can, all the knowledge that we have on web animation so far is located there. So of course we cannot really put it in just one and a half hour that this workshop was. And okay, so thank you so much for sticking with me for this whole time, and I hope you will have as much fun working in Tilda as I had today. Until the next time, bye bye.